Welcome back. The pandemic of 2020 has given birth to a new docuseries that focuses on small businesses in one New Jersey town. I spoke with the producer of the docuseries, Closed Until Further Notice, Dan GianFrancisco, owner of StrixMedia. Thanks for doing this. So the documentary is called Closed Until Further Notice, and it's about the pandemic centered in New Jersey. So I can set that part up. Why don't you take it from there?
Yeah, so we're a video production company out of Morristown, New Jersey. And, we had a little bit more free time than we'd like during the pandemic. And a couple of people that are very invested in the Morristown community reached out to us to help create videos to spotlight different businesses. With my personality, I took one thing from 0 to 100, and I was like, well, why don't we make a documentary? Something that will live a bit longer and make, a little bit more of an impact with the way that we would make, a random 1-minute video to spotlight a business. So from there, it exploded into 15 episodes that are featuring all different types of business owners. Each episode spotlights a different business owner and their story through the struggle of the pandemic. Some of them are happy, some of them are a little bit sad, but the overall arching, story is that they made it and they're here to talk about it.
Yeah. Every time you do a documentary, I've done a couple, and every time you do a documentary, you learn some things you never even thought about before. And there's a theme that emerges all on its own. I hope you agree with that.
Yeah, most definitely.
And what did you learn?
Yeah. So, a couple of things that we learned is that, I guess I'll step back. The theme, I guess, would be that when these business owners were all struggling, they all did something individually or through their business to help the community. So not only were they struggling, but they gave time back to their community, whether it was, donating food or hosting events to help people that needed food, or donated their services to people that hit harder times. I think that was one of the overarching themes, as well as I think that we really learned that, and what we wanted people to learn out of this is that there's more behind the business than a logo. There's a person behind that business that is so passionate, that's working day and night, that we want to make sure that people, really that hits home. I come from a family of small business owners, and, it's important for people to understand that, because, we do it for ourselves, but business owners do it for you. Like, nobody starts a restaurant to just, make food for themselves. They want to, spread that to their clients and their customers, and they want to offer a good service. We only featured about 2 restaurants, which seemed to be the goal of smaller video productions, is like restaurants. But we have restaurants, fitness centers, yoga studios, all different types of other types of business. We even have a artisanal pasta business that was delivery only during it. And that one was an interesting story, because it was how he started his business in the pandemic, and how his business model has changed since the shutdown. So we try to take a bunch of different perspectives, because not every business is the same, but we thought it was important to try to tell as many stories as we could, because we ended up doing 15 episodes. So
there's an inherent importance to this, because it all happened to us in real time. And what you don't realize when something happens to you real time and you lived it, that history was being made. We haven't been through something like this in this country since the 1914s. So this is going to document at a very personal level what people were going through for years to come. Like, when people study this, I'm sure that's what you hope you've done here, is given a lesson.
So I think that my biggest thing is I wanted to educate people on what it really takes to be a business owner. And it doesn't dive too deep in that, but I think it really humanizes these business owners and employees of, how people, went to work when they were scared, and, they didn't have an option. Some of these business owners, they had to keep going. And as the project went on, I think that there were certain points even yesterday, I said to our team, I was like, wow, like, we really did it. Like, like we made a documentary, and there's so many things that can be taken away from this. Like you said, history and humanizing them, and just having this documented is pretty big. I think that we're a little jaded after living through it, and working on the project for so long, that you don't realize how big of how awesome of a thing that we did and what these business owners did. But we were doing reviews of the documentary to get it ready for the premiere, and you really sit back and really take it all in.
So the documentary, and excuse me if I got this wrong, I thought it was a single documentary. You said 15 episodes of this?
Yeah, so we're calling it a docuseries, but sometimes I like to stick to the word documentary because some people are like, what's a docuseries? But yeah, we originally started off as a documentary, and then we realized it would take a little bit too much manpower without a budget to really start to piece together everyone's stories and make it a cohesive, like 1.5 hour thing. So we switched gears and we just did individual episodes that are about 6 to 11 minutes long, depending on the story.
And where is this going to air? Where can people see this?
Yeah, so September 28th at 7:30 p.m. in Morristown, New Jersey at the Mayo Performing Arts Center. It will be our premiere. We're hoping to show all of them. We might have to have an intermission. And then every week after that, we are hoping to, it's still up in the air, but I think it's what we're going to shoot our goal with is we're going to release 2 per week, I believe 7 or 8 weeks, whatever the math is on that. And those will be listed on our website. And then soon after that, we'll put them on social and things like that. But we really want to drive people to our website and let people read the story there of why we did it.
We've all learned about docuseries through streaming in the pandemic. I don't think I ever watched one before until the pandemic, and then I was addicted to them. So you haven't had any talks with Apple or Amazon or Netflix?
So we haven't gotten to that point yet. Like I said, we did this on literally a $0 budget. What actually makes this documentary great is that we had about 30 to 35 people with all different skill sets, from a lawyer to someone that's in PR to video editors, producers, all donate their time. So this was strictly a passion project, not just made from my team over at StrixMedia, but other people that we've worked with in the past that have donated their time. So we haven't gotten into talks with anyone like that yet, because we're kind of running out of bandwidth because summer is our busy season. And, I still have a production company to run. So I think we're taking it a little bit slower. We'll see how the premiere does. And then, we have to clear a lot of different things with legal. And then hopefully, maybe I've heard Amazon is a little bit easier to get on than, say, Netflix or Hulu, and see if we can get it up on one of those platforms. Because, we want to show how our community really banded together. And I think that a lot of different communities could learn from how we function to benefit them in the future. Even what we're living through right now, I still think we're kind of in the weeds. So, the further we can get the story out, I think the better.
Again, it's called Closed Until Further Notice. There are 15 episodes highlighting businesses in Morristown, New Jersey. And so people should be following you on Facebook if they want to see it at this point.
Yeah, so our easiest platform to find us on is Instagram. We have the most followers there. It's at StrixMedia, STRIX Media, NJ. And you could also just type in StrixMedia into Facebook. Anytime we make a social media post, it's on both. So whether you use Facebook more or Instagram. And then we'll be directing people from there to our website as soon as some of the episodes drop. If you'd like to attend the premiere, once again, it's September 28th. At 7:30 in Morristown, New Jersey at the Mayo Performing Arts Center. All the ticket sales are going to the crew that helped make this happen, as well as some other fees that we've incurred, like advertising and printing out posters and things like that. And there's also a GoFundMe link on our website that also is all going towards the cast and crew, because one thing that we stand for is that creators deserve to be paid, and that seems to be an ongoing thing where they don't get paid what they deserve. And I think that these guys deserve every dollar that we can give them, because they really made something magical happen.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for talking with us. Great luck with the project.
Dan GianFrancisco, owner of StrixMedia. Still to come on Jersey Matters.
I'm Phil Andrews, and coming up on Jersey Matters, boy, have we got a treat for you as we take you inside the phenomenal Matchbox Road Museum.